Ladies and gentlemen, we take pride in presenting In Color. My favorite vinyl with Don Tanner.
And this is My Favorite Vinyl. It's a brand new WEFT show where we play the music and talk about the musical favorites of our special guests each and every week. And that means we have a special guest to kick off our show. And Eric Bohlen, hi, good morning.
Welcome. Good morning.
I appreciate you doing this. And I have to say, I've told you off the air many times, I appreciate as I decided I was coming back to town, back to Champaign after 30 years last summer, I reached out to you and you took my call. We've talked, and this is a show many months in the making.
True.
Many months conceptually. And I can't thank you enough and the program committee and everybody here at WEFT. So thanks.
Well, I think it's a very exciting show. Not only do we have you as part of the WEFT family now, but also the premise of the show is to bring in an occasional special guest who shares their favorite vinyl.
Right.
So I think it's really going to be a neat thing for the community.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having future folks on. Future, love to have the mayor on at some point. Brett Bielema, here's an open invitation. So we'll see. The last song that I played, and it'll tie into what we're going to play for you. First of all, was a song, probably the first song that I played on commercial FM radio back in 1981. I was on K104, and you mentioned we're allowed to say other radio stations
yes,
on this
absolutely.
station, but that was one of my roots stations back in the days of Rick Boyd and Gene Honda and Mike in the Morning and Dave Lone. And I came on midnight to 6, and I thought I need a song that I can talk over at the beginning, and I have enough time so I don't step on the vocals, and that gave me some time. But we wanted to play, a song that's near and dear to you as well, and it has some kind of firsts in terms of themes in it.
Absolutely. So the song that I brought in for my first song is actually the first song I ever played on the radio, and this was at WPCD, Parkland College.
I know that station well.
And then a little side note, I've carried this song with me everywhere I've gone throughout my radio career. So every show that I started, I played this song first.
Yeah.
And then when I got fired, I would play this song last, sort of a tag team from all the different experiences in radio.
So good memories and bad memories.
Yes.
What about the country stations? It's an R&B song.
Shh, don't tell the program director that I played this R&B song.
Well, that may have been why you got fired. I'm
But
not sure.
Could be. It's Rufus and Shaka Khan and Ain't Nobody.
WEFT at 90.1 FM. And Eric Bohlen, I think we've figured out that was probably from 1982, right? Guesstimating that without having our
1982, yes.
top 40 book in front of us. And Shaka Khan, Ain't Nobody. So a song that you would play, first song you would play at a radio station, and the last song you'd play at a particular radio station.
Right. And speaking of firsts, this next song that I brought in has special meaning to the WEFT family.
Yeah.
This song was the first song that was played on WEFT when they did their first broadcast at 90.1 FM.
Okay.
So they had actually been on the air on cable for about a year, but then they finally got approval from the FCC to go on 90.1 FM. So on Friday night, September 25th, 1981, a whole group of WEFT family got here in the studio.
Wow.
And this was actually the first song that they played. It's Jimmy Cliff, and You Can Get It.
You're listening to WEFT. This is a brand new show starting today called My Favorite Vinyl, and I'm your host, Don Tanner. We'll get back to our special guest in just a moment. I want you to know that support for My Favorite Vinyl is provided in part by CU CD and Vinyl in downtown Urbana. New and used CDs and vinyl, including rare imports and limited releases, CU CD and Vinyl, located behind Elm City Roastery on Main Street in Urbana, and CU CD and Vinyl on all socials. So, special guest today is WEFT station manager Eric Bohlen. I should say air talent as well.
Good morning.
Because we get a chance to hear you several times during the week as well. And so we're talking about some of your favorite songs and why they're special.
Yeah, so this next song, so I went to Parkland College, and after I graduated, I had my first real job at an advertising agency. It was on the corner of First and Green. It was called Scott Gardner Associates.
Yeah.
And a couple of our clients were right across the street. The White Horse Inn, Merriman Office Supply, Waterbed Warehouse. I don't know if anybody remembers that over on Prospect.
Yep.
And we would record all of our local commercials for radio at a place called Creative Audio.
Mm-hmm.
So we would book it. We would usually use the people there as the engineering and the talent. And one of the people that we used to do the voiceovers was the receptionist. Really beautiful young lady. I was head over heels smitten with her. So at some point I got up the nerve to ask her out. And she said, "Oh, that's very sweet, but me and my band are about to go tour the Netherlands." This was Rena Jones from the group Champagne.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. I was completely embarrassed. But she was super sweet about it.
And you believed her, because that's quite a line.
It is.
I'm about to leave for the Netherlands with my band.
Right. So even if it wasn't real,
Yeah.
it saved my feelings. So
Yeah.
that's why How About Us by Champagne is one of my favorites.
What a great song, locally homegrown Champagne. And Eric Bohlen, I know that that was one of your special songs. And I recall I had the opportunity to actually meet and interview back in my WLRW days, Pauly Carmen, the lead singer.
Oh, nice.
So I think I still have an autographed in white or silver marquee, Sharpie rather, autograph on their album.
Fantastic.
Anyway, and they went on to do some other things. Try Again was another big
Right.
hit off of their second album. So this is a program called My Favorite Vinyl. I'm Don Tanner, and we're like Casey Kasem counting down the top 10, but songs that are very special to you, Eric. And there's another here that's special to me as well. I remember playing this on the radio back in the day as well. And why is this next song special?
So this next song is by a local legend, Pork and the Havana Ducks. I first saw this band, WILL TV used to do a show called Country Music Hall. And it was like a live performance with a studio audience.
Yeah.
Me and my grandma and my mom and my aunts and uncles used to go to all these shows. I believe we saw Marvin Lee there and Red Willow Band. But this was the first time I ever saw Pork and the Havana Ducks. Fell in love with this song. Thought it was so cute. And it mentioned a town that I actually knew. It's called Operator.
Alive and local, this is WEFT and My Favorite Vinyl. And that's definitely Eric Bohlen, WEFT station manager, definitely local.
Yes.
Back in the day, Pork and the Havana Ducks. Awesome.
Great
Awesome
memories.
song.
Great memories from that
Yeah.
song.
Oh, yeah. So where are we going next in your musical journey?
So keeping with the theme of firsts, this next song is the first 45 that I ever bought.
Wow.
And I bought it at Goldblatt's, if people remember Goldblatt's at Country Fair Shopping Center.
Exactly. Do you remember the bookstore a couple doors down from there? I'm trying to remember. It wasn't the Book Nook, but it was something like that. But
I want to say Emporium, but I don't know
Emporium.
is that what it was?
That's
Book
what
Emporium?
it was. Yep.
Great. So this song, again, the first 45 that I ever bought, Laughter in the Rain by Neil Sedaka.
That's some favorite vinyl for Eric Bohlen and WEFT, Neil Sedaka, Laughter in the Rain. You said that was the first 45 you ever bought at Goldblatt's.
Yes.
Now, I remember almost buying my first album at Goldblatt's, which would have been Michael Jackson, Ben.
Nice.
Would have been
Very
my
nice.
mom buying it for me, of course, because I had zero money. And maybe I went to the Partridge Family, went to the P's and away from the M's. But Neil Sedaka, first concert. My parents took me to the Assembly Hall. He opened, actually, John England Dan and John Ford Coley opened for Neil Sedaka back in the 70s. So, cool song. Well, what's next in our journey here on My Favorite Vinyl?
So this next record actually has a couple of meanings for me. This was my mom's favorite song, a group from Virginia called The Lost and Found.
Yeah.
My mother actually used to volunteer here at WEFT. After I had moved away and started my radio career, she discovered WEFT.
That's awesome.
And she knew Old McDonald, who had a country music show. His real name was Don Lemke.
Okay.
And he would call my mom after getting some requests that he didn't actually have copies of. She didn't drive, so she would get on the MTD bus over in West Champaign.
Is that the purple or the green line?
It was the green line,
Okay.
absolutely. And she would haul the little albums in her tote bag
Really?
down here, and then she'd clean up or do whatever sort of volunteer stuff that they needed.
That's cool.
And so that was her. It was her radio station.
Yeah.
So the fact that I ended up here, it's almost like coming full circle, even though I was never here,
Yeah.
but she was. And
That's
so
awesome.
had to play this song. It's called "The Last Lonely Eagle" by the Lost and Found.
And Eric Bohlen, we're here on WEFT, and The Last Lonely Eagle, Lost and Found. What year would that have been recorded, do you think?
I'm going to guess 73, maybe 74.
That's awesome. Your mom's favorite song.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
awesome. That's awesome. Well, this is WEFT, and this is My Favorite Vinyl, the show where we play the music and talk about the musical favorites of our special guests each and every week. I'm Don Tanner. This is our inaugural show, so thank you very, very much for listening. And we're going to do for our special guest, station manager Eric Bohlen, a couple more songs.
So this next song kind of ties into the last song. This also is one of my mom's favorites, but this one has a local connection. The band is called, well, they originally, when they first put out their LP, they were called the Bluegrass Gentlemen.
Okay.
But then they were better known here in Urbana as the Bray Brothers with Red Cravens. They used to play on a radio station in Clinton called WHOW. They would do a live show with Uncle Johnny Barton, Corn Belt Country Style was Uncle Johnny's little tag. And my mom actually lived in Urbana. My dad, they all knew the Bray Brothers because they played around at little honky tonks and little bars. And so this is their song called Sawmill.
The Bray Brothers with the Red Cravens and Sawmill on WEFT. Eric Bohlen, one of your favorite songs with some special memories.
Absolutely.
And we have one more as we close out your special guest stint here on My Favorite Vinyl.
Yeah, and sort of keeping it all in the family. Those last two songs were part of my mom's favorite collection. This next song is actually my brother, Tom, and it just released it in January. It's the first time he's ever released a song.
Wow.
Recorded it up in Gibson City with Jake Noble and Noble Records. They all play together on Friday nights at the Gibson City VFW. So if you get a chance.
Is that every week? 'Cause
It's every week, yeah.
I pledge to get there.
Stop by. It's kind of a guitar pull. They just kind of go around in the circle and each do a different song.
Yeah.
And this is my brother's original song. It's called Good Old Days.
Listening to WEFT, Champaign-Urbana, 90.1 FM. You can stream us, of course, at WEFT.org or download the WEFT app and hear us there. Eric Bohlen, our guest on My Favorite Vinyl. You have a very talented brother.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I think so. I'm very proud of my brothers.
Good old days. Well, thank you for helping to kick off the first rendition of this radio show. I'm going to do this every Monday, the Lord willing, between 8 and 9 a.m. and have on a number of special guests, and you helped us kick this off. And again, can't thank you enough.
Well, thank you, sir. And I even though you're younger than me, somehow I grew up listening to you on K104 and WLRW. So the honor is all mine. And thank you for letting me share some memories through my vinyls.
Yeah, well, it's good to reconnect. And, I just came back after 35 years. You did the same about 2 years ago. And I told you the other day, I'm amazed at how you've immersed yourself in the musical scene here, in the radio scene, and how you have shepherded this radio station. There are a lot of talented people that work at the station.
Absolutely.
And you take it to a next level.
Well,
so
WEFT is a very special place, and I'm honored to be a part of it. And welcome to the WEFT family.
I appreciate it.